Climbing spikes. Seems they've been gaining popularity with saddle hunters at least, and I think that they're an overlooked climbing method among lock-on stand users. It seems like whenever the topic of these things pop up on forums, there's a lot of different questions and people doubting whether or not they're a effective means of climbing while hunting. The misconceptions are is that they're loud, they're dangerous, just lots of other things that really aren't true. Just like anything else, with a little bit of practice, you can climb with these super quiet and absolutely safe. It's no different than using any other climbing method to get up the tree. So what I'm going to do today is just show you climbing a little bit with these things, answer a couple questions maybe, show how I climb onto my platform, take the spurs off, and then how I put them back on and climb down the tree. It's really pretty simple, but a lot of people have questions about these, and these are Climb Right aluminum spurs with the aluminum pads, and I've got these modified with my own straps. They come with a Velcro strap on top and a leather strap on the bottom, so I replaced that with just 1-inch webbing on the bottom with a quick release buckle and a little bit bigger strap on top with another quick release. So really lightweight, and you can be really quiet with them. So I'm going to strap them on here and climb this tree and just demonstrate how quiet you can be and how fast you can be if you want. Alright, so I got my spikes strapped on here, and I'm going to show you just how quiet you can climb a tree. That's probably one of the biggest misconceptions that I see on forums, is that you can't climb quiet with these things, and that is absolutely not true. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I hunt a lot of buck beds, and I like getting really close, and I always use these spikes. It's just like any other climbing method. It's all about taking your time and just being well practiced with them. So I've got my flip line, or my lineman's rope. So basically, when it comes to climbing a tree with these things, basically just putting your body weight, just like you're stepping up onto a step. Just putting your foot in, the next one in. And the way I climb, I'll slide the rope up with my hands and then just take a step, take another step. I'm probably out of the frame, getting close to it, but I'm going to climb back down here and not talk, and you can just listen. As you can see there, I really didn't make any noise at all, other than my boots just squeaking a little bit. But it's all about just taking your time. It's not a race, but you can certainly get up a tree quick with these things, and that's what I'm going to demonstrate next, is speed. So with climbing sticks, screw-in pegs, whatever else you want to use, they're definitely going to take more time. And with the climbing spikes, once you get them on your feet, you can just keep moving. There's no reason to stop and put something else on the tree, so you can really move fast. Alright, so now I got my XOP platform here that I use with my saddle, and I'm going to show you how I climb onto the platform, take my spikes off, then how I put them back on at the end of the hunt and climb down. it would go the same way with a lock-on tree stand if you wanted to use the spikes for that purpose. Basically, I would climb up. I got my lineman's rope right here, so I would set my platform up about knee height, and then just simply climb above it and step on. And the only thing you have to be careful right here is just making noise, but I've got the bottom of my spikes, I got stealth strip on them, so it's not too big of a deal. Alright, so I'm on the platform now. Hopefully you can see my head. And then I would go ahead and pull my tether out for my saddle. And I would hook it up while I'm still connected to my lineman's belt. Now I got my bridge connected. Now I can take my lineman's belt off. So now I'm completely on the platform, connected into my tether. So then what I would do is take one of these I got these Hawk screw-in hooks. So I would normally put one back behind the tree. So I can put one back behind the tree, and I can take my spikes off. So taking them off is really easy. Just hike my leg up, stick it into the tree like this. Spikes off, real easy. Hook the buckle back up, hang it back here behind me. Okay. Simple as that, it's really easy. So I can hang them off the back of the tree, right there within reach, and I can hunt. So when it comes time to putting them back on, it's just the same thing in reverse. Super easy. And the one thing you just got to be careful with is just not to drop them. But in 2 years of hunting with these things, I've never come close to dropping one. So you just got to pay attention to what you're doing, just like anything else. I mean, once you got it buckled on the top, it's not going anywhere. So I got my spikes back on. Put my lineman's back on. And a lot of times when I'm climbing down, I'll loosen my bridge and my tether connection, and I'll leave it hooked up just for an extra safety measure. So then getting down off of the platform, it's the same, just step down below it. I can pull the platform off. Just like that, super easy. So the main issue people are going to have with these spikes is just legality, really. A lot of public lands, you can't penetrate the bark of a tree with anything. So obviously in that situation, you would use your sticks or whatever other method you have. And I do use sticks sometimes when I'm hunting a place that I can't penetrate the bark of a tree. But generally, I'm hunting on private land, a lease, you know, areas I have access to that aren't public, and I use these spurs pretty much all the time. And that brings another point that a lot of people bring up is tree damage. And I'm going to show you this tree. I've climbed up and down it several times now, and I'll let you make that call for yourself. Obviously, I'm not going to climb a prized oak tree, any kind of decorative trees that people may have. You know, I'm just use common sense about it. It's just like anything else. I don't think that these things tear up a tree any more than the aggressive teeth on a climber does. I've climbed some trees over and over and over just right here around the house just to see what will happen, and honestly, after a month or two, you can't even see where the spike holes are. So, you know, in my experience, it doesn't hurt the tree. Maybe 20, 30, 40 years from now, maybe it will. But just use common sense. Most of the trees I'm climbing are junk poplar trees, maple trees. That's just what I have in this area to climb. I rarely ever climb an oak tree. I know there's lots of other guys that hunt with these spikes a whole lot longer than I have, and it's really been a non-issue. And another point that I want to make is, being a mobile hunter, I'm constantly moving. I usually only hunt a tree one time during the year, so I don't think that a set of spike holes going up a tree one time is going to hurt anything. So I'll let you draw that conclusion. If it's something you don't feel comfortable with, and obviously, climb with another method, and that's fine. But for me, the spikes work great. They're fast, light, quiet, compact. It's an awesome way to climb. It just takes a little bit of practice, just like anything else. Getting comfortable with them is the big thing. Just getting a feel for the spike in the tree and knowing that it's not going to kick out is another factor. And I can honestly say, in my 2 years of using these, I've had a spike kick out on me twice. Once on a soft bark tree where I hit kind of a soft spot and the spike kicked out. My lineman's belt caught me just fine. Another time I was on a maple tree, and they've got really thin bark and really hard wood, so the spike doesn't go in very far. And the spike just kicked out. I was pulling myself too close to the tree and it skipped out on me, but once again, the lineman's belt caught me. Well, I hope that gives you a little bit of insight on climbing spikes. Maybe it'll give you some ideas, something new to try. Biggest thing I can say is, maybe if you can find a pair of them used, buy a set and give them a try. You might like them, and if not, they're pretty easy to sell, it seems like. If you have any questions at all on climbing methods, saddles, saddle hunting, anything like that, just give me a message and I'll be glad to help you out. If you want more information on saddle hunting and gear, go to saddlehunter.com. Thanks.